The 9 days of Navaratri represent the 9-day battle between Durga and the Asura Mahishasura. On Navami, the ninth day of Navaratri, I shall narrate the tale of that epic battle. Rambha and Karamba were the sons of Danu and Kashyapa. They performed penance for thousands of years with an intensity no one had ever seen before. Ramba meditated in the center of 5 fires, while Karamba meditated submerging himself in water. Indra, the chief of Devas, saw this and was afraid of losing his position. He decided to put an end to the brothers' penance. Assuming the form of a crocodile, Indra entered the water where Karamba stood and killed him. Next, he went after Ramba, but the latter was saved by Agni Deva. Wanting to avenge the death of his brother, Ramba prayed to Agni to beget a son who would defeat Indra in battle. Thus, Mahishasura was born to Ramba and his wife Mahishi, a buffalo. Mahishasura, who was half Asura and half buffalo, became an extremely brave warrior. He went to the Sumeru mountain and performed penance for 10,000 years, meditating on his Ishtadevata, Brahma. Pleased with his devotion, Brahma appeared and offered him a boon. Mahisha asked for the greatest of boons, that of immortality. To this Brahma said, "O Mahisha, life must be followed by death, and death must be followed by life. This is the eternal law of nature. I cannot grant you immortality. Ask me for anything else." Mahisha said, "In that case, grant me the boon that no Deva, Danava, or Manava shall kill me." Brahma accepted. The valiant Mahisha led his army of Asuras and defeated the Devas in battle. He usurped the authority of Surya, Vayu, Chandra, Agni, Yama, Varuna, and all others. The Devas were left to wander the earth as mere mortals, and Brahma was helpless. Finally, the Devas, Indra, and Brahma requested Shiva and Mahavishnu to intervene. As they all sat thinking, a great radiance emerged from the faces of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and all the Devas. The radiance grew and merged into a mountain of light, pervading the sky in all directions. The light took on a divine female form, and that was Durga. The light from Shiva's face formed her own face, that from Vishnu formed her arms, that from Brahma formed her feet, and that from the other Devas formed the rest of her body. Seeing this, the Devas rejoiced as they knew that Mahisha's end was nearing. The gods gave their weapons and adornments to this Devi. Shiva gave her his Trishula, Vishnu gave her a discus, Brahma a Kamandalu and Japamala, Himalaya a lion, and the other Devas followed suit. Thus honored by the Devas, the Devi laughed thunderously and her terrible roar filled the sky. The oceans churned, the earth shook, and the Devas cried, "Victory! Victory!" And thus began the great battle between Durga and Mahishasura. Mahishasura's army was huge, with several generals directing countless chariots, horses, and elephants. With her newly gained weapons, the Devi slew the Asuras in great numbers, and when she was done, the Asuras' blood flew in torrents, and they cried, "Stop! Stop!" One by one, she slew the generals Chikshura, Chamara, Uddata, Bakshala, Udagra, Ugrasya, Ugravira, Durdura, Durmuka, Mahahanu, Biddala, and all others. Disheartened by the loss of all his generals, Mahishasura entered into the foray. He turned into the form of a buffalo and charged at Devi's lion. Enraged, Devi threw her noose around him. In an attempt to confuse Devi, Mahishasura turned from the form of a buffalo into that of a lion, then into a man, and into an elephant, and finally back into the form of a buffalo. The battle went on and on. Finally, it was the 9th day. The Devi drank a divine potion. Her eyes reddened, and she laughed and said, "Bellow, you fool! Bellow while I drink this potion. For once I have slain you, the gods shall cheer." Saying this, she leapt on the Asura and pinned his neck with her foot. She thrust her spear into him. Mahishasura half emerged in his true form out of the mouth of the buffalo, and Devi beheaded him. With this, the entire Asura army perished, and that was the end of the great Mahishasura. With this, the Devi came to be known as Mahishasura Mardini. Shankaracharya composed the Mahishasura Mardini Stotram in honor of this form of Devi. Today, let me recite the last shloka from this stotram. अयि मयि दीनदयालुतया कृपयैव तया भवितव्यमुमे अयि जगतो जननी कृपयासि यतासि तथानुमितासि रते यदुचितमत्र भवत्युररीकुरुता दुरितापमपाकुरुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते. I made this Navaratri series as a tribute to my late grandfather, Vadakanjeri Shivashankara Menon, who was principal of Government College, Mangalore. Amachan was an ardent devotee of Durga Devi, and my sister Aparna's and my knowledge of Shakta tradition, Stotras and Dharma comes from him. I am still a learner, and I hope we can all inculcate this profound knowledge from our Puranas into our daily life. Navaratri was the time of the year when our cousins Aditya and Ankit used to visit us. We all enjoyed watching Hulivesha, Jatre, and tableaus in front of Mangala Devi temple. With this, I conclude the Navaratri series. What story from our Puranas would you like to listen to next? Let me know in the comments. Until then, bye.